Navigating politeness, using if in indirect questions. Hello language learners. Today, we're diving into the world of English language conversation and exploring the subtle art of politeness and indirectness. More specifically, we're going to learn about using if for indirect yes, no questions. This tiny word can make a big difference in your English conversations, making them more polite and sometimes more formal. Ready to learn? Let's get started. First, let's understand the difference between direct and indirect questions. Direct questions are straightforward, but sometimes they can come off as a bit too bold or impolite. Here's an example. Direct, do you have a pen? On the other hand, indirect questions, especially those with if, soften the approach, making your questions sound more polite. Indirect, could you tell me if you have a pen? Remember, being polite in English often means being indirect, especially in formal or professional settings. So how exactly do we form these indirect yes, no questions using if? Well, it's quite simple. You start with a polite expression such as, could you tell me, or, I was wondering, followed by, if, and then your question. Here's the structure. Polite expression plus if plus subject plus verb. Let's practice with a few more examples. Direct. Are you going to the party tonight? Indirect. I was wondering if you're going to the party tonight. Direct. Can you finish the project by Friday? Indirect. Could you let me know if you can finish the project by Friday? How about responding to these indirect questions? Easy. You can respond just as you would to a direct question. For example, question. Could you tell me if you're going to the party tonight? Response. Yes, I am. Or, no, I'm not. Important note. Even though the question is indirect, the answer is direct. And that's a wrap on using if for indirect yes, no questions. Remember, this tiny word, if, is a powerful tool to make your English conversations more polite and sometimes more formal. As with anything else, practice makes perfect. So, keep practicing these structures in your daily conversations, and you'll become more and more confident. Thank you for joining us, and we hope this lesson was helpful. Keep practicing, and see you in our next lesson.